Back with the coach Saturday afternoon at the Bradley Center. Going to be a special atmosphere. Georgetown is in town and probably angry. They've gone through a rough stretch here, lost to Seton Hall, which was an upset for them.
They play at Cincinnati on Wednesday, and then they'll play at our place Saturday afternoon at 1. Their preparation is unique. Not that all the other teams in the league aren't, but they still run the Princeton-style offense, and so it changes how you have to prepare because of how they play. And so we'll need all of these days in preparation for the game on Saturday because it's the most unique scout in the league.
I had a chance to meet Greg Monroe last year when he was in town with the McDonald's All-American game. He's made an impact for them, hasn't he, as a freshman?
Yeah, I think he's one of the best freshmen in the country, maybe the best freshman in the country. Obviously, when I was the head coach at the University of New Orleans, I saw him play, and I've talked to him a gazillion times. I was silly enough to try to see if he'd be the hometown hero and go to New Orleans. But he's a very talented player, ultra skilled, can pass it, dribble it, shoot it. He's changed their team, and within how they play, he's the perfect 5 for how they play. When
you guys met them last year, it was a classic game. The finish wasn't what you would have liked. Yeah. You've got a chance Saturday to turn the tables a little. Yeah, we hope we can keep it going. That was one of the best Big East games, I think, in the league last year when we played them here. Hopefully we can right some wrongs. They're a different team. I think some of what we do is different in how we approach things from the defensive end, and I think that's why the preparation for the scout is going to be so important. You can see that game right here on Sports 32 on Saturday. Going to be a great time at the Bradley Center. Good luck, Coach. Thank you. We need all we can get. That's Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams. We'll see you next week.
That's just the office staff.
I'm okay.
Smash Mouth in-your-face arena football returns to the Bradley Center this March. Get your Milwaukee Iron season tickets now. They start at just $99. The Milwaukee Iron. Fast. Furious. Get this limited edition inaugural season Iron hat free with your season ticket order. Starting at just $99, they'd make a great gift.
Be whoever you want to be at ESPNU with friends.
Friends are cool.
And college sports.
Sports are cool.
Reach for the stars, cause you just might touch them. Together there's nothing we can do. ESPNU.
Shaping the future.
Keep $9 grand in your pocket when you buy your next truck. Check this out. This 08 F-250 is $42 grand. This used 08 F-250, $33. Buy the used truck, keep the $9 grand. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Come out to Len's Truck in Fond du Lac today. We have hundreds of high-quality used trucks priced at record lows.
Len's Truck. Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
We got the trucks.
The Big East continues to play a big part in the nation's top 10. 4 teams now in that rare air. Today, conference-leading Marquette meets a staggered Georgetown squad. Big East basketball is next. The Big East Network comes your way from the home of the top team in the Big East, Marquette. Georgetown's lost 6 of its last 8. Today, a huge challenge awaits as they try to get well at 8th-ranked Marquette. Golden Eagles still fight for respect, undefeated in Big East play, but ranked 8th. Below UConn, Pitt, and Louisville, Georgetown is 23rd. Hi, everyone. I'm Luke Canellis. Bob Wenzel's alongside. Big East basketball from Marquette today, and Georgetown needs a victory badly. It may be mission impossible in this building.
I'll tell you what, this is a tough place to play. They are 10 straight wins in this building, and I'll tell you what, the thing about this team, they're going in opposite directions here. Marquette is on a hot streak, everything going well for Buzz Williams and his team. On the other hand, with Georgetown, everything going badly, especially the outside shooting for the Hoyas has been miserable in the last 4 games.
Marquette's 10-game winning streak, its best since their Final Four team back in the 2002-2003 campaign. What do you expect today?
Well, you know, I think Marquette will probably score fewer points than they usually score because Georgetown's defense is very, very good. But Georgetown, if they keep shooting bricks from the outside, Marquette will run away with this.
Golden Eagles 18-2. That 20-game start, its best in over 30 years. Coming up, we're going to check out 2 of the top players in the Big East. We'll watch Georgetown's Greg Monroe and Marquette's Jarrell McNeil. That's coming up here way next.
I was getting depressed because of all the stress I was feeling at home. Had a poor credit score and the number would haunt me wherever I go. But I moved to a place where my credit could stink and nobody would care. I just wish that somebody had told me that place was a Renaissance fair. FreeCreditReport.com. Tell your friends, tell your dad, tell your mom. Never mind, they've been singing our songs since we first showed up with our pirate hats on. If you're not into fake sword fights, pointy slippers and green wool tights, take a tip from a knight who knows. FreeCreditReport.com. Let's go! Offer applies with enrollment in Triple Advantage.
Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams offers MU men's basketball fans a unique behind-the-scenes look at the team. You can watch it every Tuesday, premiering at 5 p.m. on the official home of Marquette Golden Eagles Athletics, Sports 32.
Only on Sports 32.
I want to be just like you.
No, you don't want to.
Yes, I do.
That'd be
yes,
a cut
I want
and
to
pay.
do.
You're more talented
than I am.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. You know, the pay will come. It'll come if you're as good as you.
The best guests on Sports 32.
Today's Big East game is brought to you by Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest. And by Interstate Batteries, over 200,000 dealers nationwide. Find one at interstatebatteries.com. Welcome back inside the Bradley Center. Number 23, Georgetown, 8th-ranked Marquette getting ready to do battle. Time now for Star Watch. And partner, we are going to watch one of the top freshmen in the Big East and one of the top seniors in the Big East.
Yes, both ends of the spectrum, huh? Greg Monroe doing great things in his first year for the Hoyas. And Jarrell McNeil, unbelievable. Top 5 guys in the league, shooting 46% from three-point range. In the league, he is shooting 53% from downtown. Wow.
McNeil really stepping up. Starting lineups, 82% of Georgetown's points comes from its starters. On the other side, you've got Marquette. Only Big East program to feature 3 players in the top 12 in scoring. McNeil with 19 a game. Matthews 19 a contest. Hayward at 16 a ball game. There's the home team. On the other side, the visitors, Wright, Sapp, Freeman, Summers, Monroe, and as I said, 82% of their points come from their starters. Those, again, are starting lineups brought to you by Interstate Batteries.
Well, one of the batteries that has to be on full blast for Georgetown will be DeJuan Summers. He's their best player. He was injured in their game against Cincinnati, Lou. Only played 13 minutes in that game, and that was an L for the Hoyas. He's got to come up big in this one.
Marquette controls the opening tip. Referees Ed Corbett, Bob Donato, and Gary Prager. We're underway here at the Bradley Center.
If you like guards, you like Marquette. The triumvirate of Dominique James, Jarrell McNeil, and Wesley Matthews, all 3 seniors, fabulous careers in the NCAA every year. They're going to go deep this year.
McNeil, foul line extended. Doesn't go. At the top of the backboard, Sapp comes out with it.
That is Summers with the basketball. Let's keep an eye on his left ankle during the game to see if he's at 100%.
Summers, their top scorer, just under 15 a ball game.
Georgetown runs the Princeton offense, very meticulous in their direction, but their outside shooting has failed them in their last 4 games. As a result, loss city for the Hoyas.
All right, Their outside shooting has failed then. You're John Thompson III. What would you like your team to do early to try to get that shooting going again?
Well, they got to get it inside, right? You know, I mean, that's the best thing. A little dribble action, taking the ball to the basket would be advisable.
And it's something that Wes Matthews, who you just saw there, has done well this season. Shot didn't go.
4 guys on the perimeter, isolate Monroe close to the basket. He's a left-handed player.
Summers for 3 and knocks down the triple. DeJuan Summers, 39% from three-point range, their best three-point shooter.
Well, it's a good thing his ankle healed quickly after the Cincinnati game. They need him desperately.
James, shovel pass, Hayward with the right hand.
How about the dish by James?
Boy, he's really turned into a fine distributor of the basketball, hasn't he?
Oh, I'll tell you what. A big-time scorer early in his career. He's now the distributor, the facilitator on this team. By point of illustration, in their last game, Marquette played Notre Dame, had 3 turnovers in the entire game.
Count the bucket for Summers. And the foul. Summers 5 quick points to the free throw line.
And John Thompson III is smiling on the sideline, I can guarantee you that. Because the left ankle right there, you can see the tape is not above his ankle, so you can see that he's feeling pretty good. He's been on balance on both of his shots. He's taken a 3. Here's another one.
And he knocks down another one. Whoa, DeJuan Summers has come out to play. All 8 Georgetown points. Neal draws the foul from Freeman.
Well, Georgetown, I think, came in here decidedly in favor of changing their three-point shooting woes. 2 for 3 so far in the game. You can see those pink whistles in the mouths of the officials supporting the Coaches versus Cancer situation this week.
Shovel pass down low. Didn't go for Burke. Freeman on the baseline, the right-handed floater.
They got numbers.
McNeil takes the 3, but a foul down low before the shot, and they call it on Chris Wright, who was trying to defend and keep the ball out of Matthews' hands.
Little mismatch there. Chris Wright, only 6 feet tall. 6'5" Matthews is a very good player without the basketball. Shoots the most free throws on this team. Really gets fouled a lot. Number 23 right here.
Goes to the free throw line, excuse me, Bob, 8 times a game.
Yeah. Moves well without it, and Dominique James finds him. Zone defense on the part of the Hoyas. Matchup variety.
McNeil's 3 falls.
What a story. A career 31% three-point shooter. McNeil shooting 53 in Big East games, 7 of them, and leading the league in three-point shooting in league games. What a transformation. Hard work, huh?
Plenty of hard work. You know what? He's really adjusted his class schedule. He only needs 1 class to graduate this spring. His only class on Mondays and Wednesdays, shot blocked there by Sapp. And Marquette keeps it. Mondays and Wednesdays, he has 1 class from 1 until 2:15. The rest of his life, all he does is practice that three-point shot.
It's working, baby.
James for 3.
Burke doing a good job so far on Monroe. You talk about 2 opposite guys in terms of publicity. Buzz Williams, the first-year coach, doing a wonderful, wonderful job right here. 18-2 to start, huh? Is that a good way to start your career?
Yeah, that's a great way to start in this town. And on the other side, John Thompson III. We had some big shoes to fill here, too, when Tom Crean left for Indiana.
I think this team is a combination of Crean's work with this group and Buzz Williams. The effectiveness of these players is a combination of both of those coaches.
Shot clock down to 4. Set. Freeman, top of the key. Boy, crowd thought that the shot went off after the buzzer. Nevertheless, 3-pointer for Freeman is good.
6-point lead for the Hoyas. This is an unbelievable turnaround for the Hoyas. In terms of their three-point shooting, they've been awful the last 4 games, and they've been terrific in this one so far.
James takes it to the bucket and draws the foul from the freshman Monroe. Timeout. Georgetown off to the quick 6-point advantage.
You're in the market, but what do you want your numbers to add up to? Maybe a time-tested way to help reach your financial goals. At Oppenheimer Funds, we follow proven principles, like investing for the long term, so you can ride out the market's ups and downs, and perhaps end up with the second career you've always wanted.
Call your advisor for a prospectus with complete fund information. Read it carefully and carefully consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, and expenses before investing.
Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Only on Sports 32.
I used to think that we were recession-proof. We were. But this is different. This is different in any way. The indigenous characteristics of this downturn are really significant. And so all sports are going to be affected. It's just a question of how and when and how much.
The best guests on Sports 32 and Wisconsin On Demand, Channel 1111.
My new best friend, this Magic Box. It makes the most delicious hot sandwiches and these awesome salads and deli sandwiches. Oh, and the pizza. But the best part, I know it's not going to cost me a fortune or an extra trip when I'm busy and want something fresh to eat. Well, welcome to Quick Trip.
Junior cheeseburgers and junior chicken sandwiches, always 2 for $2.22 at Quick Trip.
Georgetown's won the last 3 meetings between these two teams, off to a quick start in this ball game. 11-5 all season long. Champion Apparel will be showcasing the tradition and history of the Big East Conference. Today, let's take a look at the top 3 all-time scorers at Marquette. Number 3, Travis Diener. Played on that Final Four squad alongside Dwayne Wade. Number 2, Butch Lee, who had a terrific career, and the top scorer all time here at Marquette, George Thompson.
And during this game, if Jarrell McNeil scores 12 points, he will move into Travis Diener's place as 3rd spot. Keep in mind now, George Thompson played when there was no 3-point shot, and he also played fewer games back then, so we must honor his grand achievement when he was a great player here at Marquette.
Played only 3 seasons. Champion, it's how you play.
Well, back in those days, freshmen were not participating on the varsity, and that's why he played only those 3 seasons. Talk about a guy who's been a long-term great player for this school. You're looking at him. Dominique James came in as a heralded scorer. First time I saw him play, I said, this is Barry Sanders in sneakers because of his quick change of directions. And of course, now he has become an outstanding passer to add to that, and their team has blossomed.
Recently became the school's all-time leader in field goal attempts. We talked about it. First 3 seasons tried to be more of a scorer as Monroe's shot didn't go. And this year, playing the part as a distributor.
Oh, how about that handle?
Wow, McNeil with the fadeaway, showing some offensive skills.
Now you know why he's among the leaders in scoring in this, the toughest conference in college basketball. And there's the defense by Matthews.
He gets it to Meal. Shovel past Matthews, who tried to get it over to James, but drew the foul. Wow, McNeil got things going, first of all, on the offensive end.
You got to love this guy, I'll tell you what. Increasing his productivity every single year. How about the use of the bounce? This shot was going up no matter what. He had about 14 moves in that series and knocks it down nothing but the bottom of the net. And we're talking about someone who was the Big East's Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, 2 years ago. And now you talk about a guy who's among the best perimeter defenders and also one of the best offensive players. And that award in the Big East usually goes to a inside shot blocker. Emeka Okafor, Hashim Thabit, those type guys. Nikita Masharikov into the game for Georgetown. Sees limited action, has played sparingly in 11 games, but he's on the floor right now for John Thompson III. Also Clark, and that's Clark all the way to the bucket from behind. McNeil comes up with the block. Wright gets it back, off the glass. Nice play by Wright. Best one-on-one guy on this team. When the offense breaks down, Wright needs to put the ball on the floor. I think that's also a remedy for the woes that they have had recently. James spins, trying to shovel it to Matthews. Summers again for three. That's his third already. Juan Summers with 11. Hey, look, the last game they were 5 for 17. Against Seton Hall, 3 for 22. Against West Virginia, 2 for 16. Talk about a change in attitude, huh? McNeil, another fadeaway. Nuh-uh. Georgetown does not love the fast break. You can see they slow it down right here. They want to get into their offense. They keep the lane area clear. Lots of complicated cuts and drives. They love the backdoor play. There it is. Masharikov with the left hand. Whoa! Straight from Belarus. His career high is 6 against Syracuse earlier this season. James, the windmill layup. Well, if this is going to be a high-scoring game, Marquette is going to have the advantage. They average 80. Georgetown keeps people at 60 normally. Their defense not going great so far in this one. Marquette getting a lot of quality shots. Masharikov knocks down the three. We have an offensive avalanche in Milwaukee. Hidden weapon for the Hoyas. Wow. Masharikov averages less than 2 a game. He's got 5, but McNeil gets the 3 right back. Oh, you gotta love this. Saturday afternoon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's 8 degrees outside, and it's about 100 in here. As you said, Marquette averages 80 a game. That's tops in the Big East. Out of bounds by Matthews. Jimmy Butler comes in for Marquette and Buzz Williams. Freeman, Sapp, and Julian Vaughn into the game for Georgetown. So early on, we've seen John Thompson III go deep into his bench. Yeah, and I think he understands that this is going to be a game that's played with high intensity. He wants to make sure his players are rested when they're out there. Usually they wear the opponent down. You got to play a lot of defense. They go deep into the shot clock, and it's now at 7. Vaughn gets it. Now it's down to 4. Vaughn walks with it. Timeout. John Thompson III has to be happy with the way his Hoyas have opened up.
In the islands, tropical flavors bring out the best in fresh seafood. At Red Lobster, we're bringing new island-inspired entrees to you, like tender wood-grilled Caribbean rock lobster and shrimp, brushed with a sweet and spicy glaze. New Hawaiian Isle shrimp and salmon, and new wood-grilled citrus rum shrimp and scallops, flame-seared to seal in the juices. Wood grilling and the flavors of the islands, a whole new way to love seafood. For a limited time at Red Lobster.
We've got a ton of stuff we've got to pay for.
And a few things we want to pay for.
On top of it all, we're still trying to put away some money for the future. With the wish list, we can save up for anything we want.
And still have enough to cover the day-to-day. Plus, the savings engine helps our money grow.
And that's something we need and want.
Introducing the Virtual Wallet from PNC, a high-definition online view of your money. PNC, leading the way.
Sports 32 has your exclusive all-access pass inside Marquette women's basketball, where we go inside the huddle with Coach Terry Mitchell.
That's right. That's me. So join us every Friday at 5 p.m. on Sports 32.
Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams offers MU men's basketball fans a unique behind-the-scenes look at the team. You can watch it every Tuesday, premiering at 5 p.m. on the official home of Marquette Golden Eagles Athletics. Sports 30.
Got hurt in this car wreck. Brought my car to the shop, got a huge bill. Went to the hospital, got another huge bill. So you know what I did? I called David Gruber. The body shop and hospital got paid. I got paid. When everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's what we do. We get people paid. And believe me, when everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's just what happened with my wreck, and David Gruber got me my money.
Let me help you get your money. If you get hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. One call, that's all.
14-game unbeaten streak going all the way back to last season in this building at home, and they trail right now against number 23 Georgetown. We're at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm Lou Canellis. Bob Wenzel's alongside, and both teams sizzling with its shooting.
Well, the scouting report on Georgetown is let them shoot from the outside. They're shooting 30%. Summers cures that early in the game, knocks in 2 right off the bat. Instead of shooting 30, they're shooting 83% from downtown. That'll cure that 4-game losing streak quickly.
There's DeJuan Summers having problems with his left ankle. Actually, we weren't even sure if he was going to play in this basketball game. But as you just said, Coach, 11 points in the first 9 minutes.
Yeah, and he's their best player and their leader. It's his left ankle. I don't see tape above his sock. That is a good sign. Talked to the trainer beforehand, and she said that he was feeling fine. And he is on the bench just for a rest, not anything to do with his ankle.
We've been talking about Georgetown struggling with its shooting the last few games, part of the reason why they've dropped 4 in a row. What have they done differently in the opening 9 minutes of this basketball game?
Nothing. You know, just going in.
Sometimes the shots just fall.
Yeah, and of course in some of those games they were behind, and some of the threes that they took were, you know, sort of a forced variety. Here they've been in very, very good rhythm against a solid defensive team.
Ball will stay with Marquette. Elsewhere in the Big East today, Louisville knocked off West Virginia 69-63 at Freedom Hall, and Notre Dame suffers another loss, 93-80 at Pitt.
A downward spiral for Mike Gray's team. And of course this afternoon, Providence College, the surprise team, going to Connecticut. Keep in mind, Lou, Providence beat Connecticut twice last year.
They've won the last 4 at UConn, matter of fact.
Oddly enough, the 2 first-year coaches in the league, Buzz Williams right here for Marquette and Tino Davis at Providence, they are coaching the most experienced teams in the league. So an oddity of experience on the floor, inexperience on the bench. Equally successful, both of them.
Vaughn called for the foul. 15th foul already on Georgetown.
2-3 zone on the part of the Hoyas. Dribble penetration right here.
That turns it over. They don't give it up often. A dozen a game.
Well, in Big East games, it's 9.
You touched on it earlier. Only 3 turnovers against Notre Dame last Monday.
That's unreal.
Sapp looking for room.
Nice, huh? Strong, physical guard.
First 2 points for Sapp, whose scoring numbers are down a bit from a year ago. Freeman knocked it away, went off his foot. Will stay with Marquette.
Georgetown zone has been effective, hello. Last couple of possessions. Marquette is getting the penetration, but getting nothing out of it right now. Wow, rotating guys right in here is John Thompson III, huh? Every time there's a timeout, somebody new comes into the game. I guess he wants to keep his guys fresh, huh?
He's gone 8 deep already. Turnaround jumper falls for Hayward. Hayward's in the scoring power.
Combo forward par excellence is Hayward. He and Deshaun Butler of West Virginia, the best of that variety in the conference.
Last year against the Hoyas, he was scoreless in 30 minutes of action, 0 for 8 from the field. Maurice Acker on the floor, called for the foul. Second team foul for Marquette.
The revolving door continues. Summers back in for Masharikov, huh?
What a job by Masharikov, who has played sparingly in 11 games, just a few minutes of ball game, and popped off the bench and scored 5. A nice 3. On the left left-handed hook. Ball goes out of bounds, goes back to the home team.
How about those quick hands? Sherikov talking to his buddies on the bench. Watad, he'll be in there pretty soon as well.
Marquette averages 8 steals a game. Not going away there.
Yeah, I tell you, with Acker in the game at the same time with Dominique Jones, we talk about quick and quicker. This is a tiny, tiny team in the game right now.
Matthews lost it and called for the walk. Jones may be the fastest player, but the team voted Acker the fastest player with the basketball.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to have a race with either one of them. Tiny team right now. Matthews is the second biggest guy on the floor. Look inside in your screen right now. Matthews 6'5", guarding Monroe, number 10 at 6'10".
What's the thinking behind Buzz Williams with a small field on the floor?
I think what's happened is he wants to mess with the mind of the Georgetown players right here. Georgetown is in a very good rhythm on offense. I think he wants to get them thinking, hey, we got this mismatch, let's go to that, instead of staying in the rhythm that they're in right now.
Williams brings some size in. Burke on the floor now. Burke at 6'8". Jumper goes for Wright. It's a 2.
I am very impressed with Georgetown.
McNeil all alone for 3. So you can't leave him open like that.
I would say that was a missed assignment, huh? Marquette's going to bring up the defensive pressure here. They can't let Georgetown keep running their offense the way they've been running. They're too efficient.
James draped all over Sapp.
Acker is supposed to get in people's shorts. That was good D right there.
Summers lost his footing. Fell hard on his tailbone. Foul is on Matthews. 14 foul for Matthews, his first, and Summers trying to walk it off. Fell on his left hip.
Look on the right side of your screen right here. It comes down. Fell on the ball a little bit too. Popped right up. He got hurt in the last game, as we mentioned, against Cincinnati. Vital player for this team.
Played only 13 minutes in that Cincinnati game. Scored just 7 points. First game, he hasn't scored in double figures this season.
Intensity level very good by the fans and the players as well here.
Sapp inside the line. The back iron. Sapp gets it again. Down low, Summers. What a feat. Throws the bunny. Now Marquette's got numbers. James at the other end. Sapp is called for the foul, and for Georgetown, it's team 6th.
You want to hard foul in that situation. Send somebody to the free throw line. Dominique James is not a good free throw shooter. So in the scouting report, if he's hitting an open break, you want to foul him, make him learn it. How about this fast break execution? They are good at this. Marquette fills the lanes. Watch the 2 guys on the right and left. They spread the floor nicely. And of course, they get the opportunity. Very, very nice organization.
As you said, James not a very good free throw shooter despite making the first. 46% coming into today.
Yeah, oddity in his game, huh? Guy is terrific at everything else. But the free throw line, he struggles mentally from there. Good game so far. I like the action.
Sherikov back for Georgetown.
Good numbers on the season for Dominique.
Just under 12, 42% from the floor. More importantly, 5.4 assists a ball game. He has 5 today.
You think about the generals in this league, he's one of them. The other one, Levance Fields at Pittsburgh, Torrey Jackson, Notre Dame, and of course the great Johnny Flynn at Syracuse.
We're at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Georgetown has it knocked away. Acker. Hayward thought about taking the 3. Wanted to see who was trailing. Pulled it back. Number 23, Georgetown leads number 8, Marquette. 25-21 here in the first half. Hayward had it blocked by Sherikov. Sherikov is called for the foul. Team 7th will shoot free throws when we come back.
Nobody gives you more power than Interstate Batteries. And we have a national warranty program with over 200,000 dealers to back it up. How do we make them so powerful? Now that's a secret. Get the battery with more power in it and the most power behind it. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
You're in the market, but what do you want your numbers to add up to? Maybe a time-tested way to help reach your financial goals. At Oppenheimer Funds, we follow proven principles, like investing for the long term, so you can ride out the market's ups and downs, and perhaps end up with the second career you've always wanted.
Call your advisor for prospectus with complete fund information. Read it carefully and carefully consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, and expenses before investing.
Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
We can compete at the national level with about anyone. I don't ever go to the office in the morning looking for confrontation. On the other hand, I'm not afraid of it if it occurs.
I don't know that I ever thought about doing anything else, and obviously it's worked out great for me.
Emmett and Troy Aikman, they say we thought we was going to play the San Francisco 49ers for the next decade. Now all of a sudden here comes Green Bay.
The best guests on Sports 32.
American. Big TVs and big sound for the big game.
American. Up to $900 off.
American. No interest till 2011.
Save up to $900 on flat panels and surround sound. This big 47-inch 1080p LCD only $888. Plus get $200 at NFLshop.com with Samsung. A free Blu-ray player with Sony. A free NFL jersey with Sony, Toshiba, and Mitsubishi. And no interest till 2011.
Big savings for the big game.
That's American.
Welcome back to the Bradley Center. Georgetown and Marquette, both teams shooting well over 50%. I'm Luke Ellis, Bob Wenzel alongside the former Rutgers and Jacksonville head coach. And these are the updated Big East Conference standings. Louisville defeated West Virginia 69-63. So the 7th-ranked Cards are now 8-0 in the league, and Notre Dame falls again. Irish have dropped 5 straight. Today they lose to Pitt 93-80.
Look at the top 4 teams in this league. If the conference were to finish today, those 4 would get a double bye in the Big East Championship. You look at the bottom 5 teams, they're nowheresville in terms of the Big East Championship. The ones in the middle, the 7 teams in the middle, they are going to battle for that 5 to 8 spot where you get a bye in the first round. This is going to be an unbelievable regular season for this conference.
All right, let's talk about one of those teams in the middle. Notre Dame suffers its 5th consecutive loss today. You were a head coach for 25 years at Rutgers in Jacksonville. What would you tell your team if it had dropped 5 consecutive games, ironically, to 5 teams ranked in the top 10?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just keep playing. And I'm sure Mike Bray is doing that same thing. Think about this. When you look at those standings, Notre Dame ranked 22nd, Georgetown ranked 23rd. They're tied for 10th in this league. That's unbelievable.
Summers bounce pass to the freshman Monroe.
Nice execution against the press there by Georgetown. If Georgetown is nothing else, they are an excellent passing team. They find one another. They have good discipline in their offense and all the things that they do. The problem, in my estimation, for Georgetown is when they get behind. Their offense is too slow. They don't create individually.
What a find from McNeil to Hayward.
Precision, huh? Precision passing. This is a beautiful game to watch.
We've talked about the defense that McNeil plays, averaging over 19 a game as Monroe walks at it. He also averages almost 4 assists a ball game.
And here's some of that precision we're talking about in between the trees. Beautiful pass to Hayward, and he finishes nicely. Notice how he did not bring the ball down when he caught it, kept it above his head. That way the shot blockers can't come over and get you some time.
6 turnovers for Georgetown. 14 a game, and the 3 falls.
Good night.
Marquette just shooting the lights out right now. 60% from the floor, 4 triples. Sherikov. Summers looking for help. Shot clock down to 10. This place is rocking. jam-packed. The Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Freeman all alone for three. Silences the crowd.
With 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Wow.
At the other end, James, before Georgetown can get back on defense, gets 2 back.
The littlest guy on the floor, taking it strong.
The track meet favors Marquette, does it not?
Indeed. Georgetown does not want the game up there in the 80s. Usually they keep people much, much further down below their field goal percentage numbers. I'll tell you what, though, earlier in this year, they did win some games when they were in the 80s, especially the UConn game. Tee it up from three-point land. That's what you want.
Knocked around. Mashirikov comes out with it and then runs down Matthews. All alone Freeman. Crowd wanted a foul called on Mashirikov as he ran down Matthews. Didn't get it. Mashirikov saves it to Wright. Boy, Mashirikov just terrific minutes off the bench. At the other end, Freeman. So now Georgetown giving Marquette a bit of its own medicine.
They are opportunistic in the break, aren't they? Several guys have fallen on the floor and they've taken advantage.
Matthews. His floater comes up short, gets it again. Knocked away. Hayward had it, lost it, and saved by James. Butler to the bucket. Offensive foul. Wow.
A little dose of fast break for Georgetown. Guys laying on the floor. Welcome to the Big East Conference. Breakaway layup right there. And at the other end, you want aggression? Here's some aggression for you. The freshman taking the charge. I'll tell you what, you know, I don't have a striped shirt on, so I don't get a vote on that one.
Timeout on the floor. The action fast and furious here at the Bradley Center. Number 23, Georgetown leads 8th-ranked Marquette, 34-30. Hoyas trying to snap a 4-game losing skid. Marquette working on a 10-game winning streak. Golf fans and club pros, registration for the 2009 ESPN National Golf Challenge already underway for courses and teams in the gross, net, and new 55 and older senior division. For more information, log on to ESPNGolf.com.
Well, the triumvirate of Matthews, McNeil, and Dominique Jones ever present for the Marquette team. And Georgetown is doing a great job in playing much better than they have in their last 4 games. All L's. Exciting basketball.
I said it at the top. Marquette's the only Big East program to feature 3 players in the top 12 in scoring in the league. McNeil, 3rd in the league, 19.4 points a game. Wesley Matthews at 19 a ball game. He's 4th, and Lazar Hayward 12th at 16 points a game.
Marquette's trapping on their sideline has been very, very effective. The 1-2-2 right here. Catch Summers in a casual way. Nice turnover for Buzz Williams' team.
Acker comes back for Marquette. So Acker's on the floor right now with Hayward, James, McNeil, and Matthews. For Georgetown, Monroe, Mashirikov, Freeman, Wright, and Summers. Georgetown 7 turnovers. They average just about 14. Hayward alone for 3. McNeil, a big rebound, and goes up with it. Gets it to go, and he'll go to the line. He has been everywhere already in the first half.
That is an unbelievable rebound by a guy his size. They have a tiny team in the game. Hayward's the biggest guy on the floor, and on this miss, watch the left side of your screen. He comes from nowhere, powers it back in. This guy is one big-time player. In my estimation, top 5 players in the league. He now has 13 points and has passed Travis Diener to become the 3rd leading scorer in the history of this great school. Wow. And he did it in dramatic fashion.
1-point game. Monroe baseline. Tried to shovel it off to Freeman. Didn't know it was coming. And Acker in a hurry. Butler draws the foul from Freeman.
Marquette can really push it on turnovers and missed shots. North Carolina, I think, the best team in the country getting end-to-end, but Marquette might be the second.
What a luxury Buzz Williams has when he's got two guys on the floor in James and Acker faster than anyone else.
James going to get a little rest right here, Lou. This young man on the line, first-year player from Texas, was a big-time scorer in junior college, has embraced the role of a defender. He's the second leading offensive rebounder on the team behind Hayward and only plays about 17 minutes a game, so he's got some athleticism. Modest numbers, but for his minutes, very good.
Jimmy Butler gets the free throws to go, his first 2 points. And Marquette's in front, 35-34. First time in this game, Marquette's ahead.
Pint-sized backcourt with Kubian and Acker right here. Neither taller than 6 feet. This could hurt them on the boards here.
Kubian, a good three-point shooter. Has struggled from the field a bit this season. But out there, his three-point shot. Monroe uses the left hand.
Nice execution, huh? They know where they're going with the basketball every time at the offensive end.
Hayward follows the play, comes up short. Terrific passer. Instead goes to the bucket. Sometimes you become so concerned with his passing ability, right?
Yeah, he passes when he's in the high post. When he gets in the low post, he's looking to score, Lou. And especially since Hayward is giving away about 4 or 5 inches to him, Monroe taking advantage wisely.
Hayward will try from 3 again, and this time he hits.
How's that for a response? If you take me low, I'm going to take you to the three-point line.
For Hayward, his 6th double-double this year.
And we're still in the first half.
Monroe tried to get around Hayward. Too hard off the glass. But he'll go to the free throw line after a timeout. What a start in this first half. Georgetown, Marquette tied at 38.
I've never been all that great with my money, probably because I've never had much. But now that I'm making more, it's time to be a little smarter about how I manage it. With the calendar, I can schedule all my payments, and when funds are low, danger days help me stay out of the red. I can also transfer money with just a click and a drag. So maybe I'm better with money than I thought.
Introducing the virtual wallet from PNC, a high-definition online view of your money. PNC, leading the way.
Travel now. No passport required for U.S. citizens. Puerto Rico. Explore beyond the shore.
Sports 32 Weekly brings you all the latest information about your favorite local sports teams and players. Whether it's professional,
we know that now he's ready. He's ready to play.
High school,
probably could be our best running back, one of our best receivers,
or college.
Our guys take a lot of pride in playing at home.
We'll bring you in-depth coverage from around the state. Sports 32 Weekly, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. on Channel 32.
Since 1913, the Hooper Corporation has been serving Wisconsin and neighboring states in a manner that few can match. While we don't generate the electricity that powers your lifestyle, we are the people our utility partners rely on to help get that energy to you. Hooper's Electric Power Division builds and maintains substations, transmission towers, and power lines. When disasters occur, our line technicians and tree trimmers are the special teams that assist our customers to re-energize communities. We're the Hooper Corporation. We're looking forward.
Georgetown shooting 64% from the floor. Marquette 50%. 57%, tied at 38 here in the first half. Today's Big East Coaches Spotlight brought to you by Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest. Let's take a closer look at Buzz Williams, who started the day early this morning, about 10:30, took donuts out to about 1,500 students who began lining up outside of the Bradley Center at 7:30 this morning. The 18-2 start, second best record by a Marquette first-year coach.
Who's the first?
There he is,
Hank Raymond. Hank Raymond was a longtime assistant to Al McGuire, and the year after they won the national championship in Atlanta, he started his first year as a head coach and did awfully well, and of course was a great coach for Marquette for many years. Those donuts look good, didn't they?
Good enough for us.
I know.
We were here at 10:30.
I got to talk to Buzz about that.
I'll tell you what, kudos to the student section here at Marquette. They are a terrific bunch, and they get out there real early just so they can get in the Bradley Center to watch their Golden Eagles play. And Marquette came into today's action atop the Big East Conference with a mark of 7-0 in league play by virtue of its victory earlier today over West Virginia. Louisville, as we speak, 8-0.
Well, the nice thing about what you just said is that right-hand column, 0 losses for both Louisville and Marquette. Now, different teams are going to go through the gauntlet, as we call it, in the Big East Conference, where you play 3 or 4 ranked teams in a row, and how you survive those things will go a long way in determining where you're going to finish in the league.
Matthews gives it up. Summers, who got off to a terrific start in basketball.
Nice pressure defense right here by Marquette. They are getting after it in the transition. Georgetown likes pressure. They haven't had a backdoor play in this game yet, but some of the gambling has led to some easy baskets close in.
Summers trying to set the screen instead. White tried to go baseline, stripped away there by James. Shovel pass. Burt has it rejected, but a foul on the floor. They give it to Sapp. Here are those Big East standings we talked about.
Yeah, look at the top 4. Those are the teams that are going to get a double bye. The middle teams are going to get a single bye. Everybody goes to the Big East Championship this year at Madison Square Garden. All 16 teams. This is the first time in history that that will happen. And of course, if you're one of the teams that has to play on the first day, you have to win 5 games in 5 days. Of course, twice in the history of the conference, Lou, has a team won 4 in 4 days. Pittsburgh did it last year, and then the great Jerry McNamara several years ago for Syracuse did it.
You talked about those tough stretches that a team will face in the Big East. Marquette's comes up at the end of the season, February 21st at Georgetown, followed by games against UConn, Louisville, Pitt, and Syracuse into the Big East Conference tournament.
That hurts. Wow, that hurts. The question remains, will the severity of the league knock teams from the standings and out of the NCAA tournament? Last year, 8 teams from this conference in the big dance.
Summers with a nice move, uses his left hand. He has 13.
Boy, he is playing great. One of his better games this year.
Needs 15 points, just 2 more to become the 40th player in Georgetown history to reach 1,000 for his career. DeJuan Summers. Top of the key, knocks down the 3.
And the value of a forward who can shoot outside.
He's quietly put together a terrific first half. 14. Sims with it. And a foul called underneath.
Pace of the game favors the guys in the gold uniforms right now. They average 80. We're halfway through, and they're at 42. Georgetown, not normally a team that likes that kind of pace, but because of their offensive woes, they seem to be very free and easy today, thinking that's the way they're going to come out of it, and they have.
Foul was called on Burke, his second. Sims missed the free throw. Timeout for Buzz Williams. He'll play for the final shot here in the first half. 26.3 seconds left. We are tied at 42. Today's Big East game is being produced by ESPN Regional Television, Inc.
Well, you know, the reason he's taking this timeout, if you don't use it, you lose it. So frequently at the end of halves, you see this happen a lot, where a coach will call a timeout and try to get a shot that he wants. Now, with this much time left, do you hold the ball and go for a shot so that Georgetown doesn't have an opportunity to get the ball back? You know, that's one of the things you have to think about. Georgetown will have the ball to start the second half. So Marquette would be wise not to let them get anything right here and shoot it at the end of the shot clock.
We've seen Hayward play well here in the first half. McNeil's been terrific. Who would you like to see take this final shot for Marquette?
You know, for Marquette, it doesn't matter. You know, as long as it's not Acker. He doesn't usually get any of those kind of shots. For anybody, will get it. It'll be interesting to see if they hold it out like in a four corners sort of deal. Jarrell McNeil is their best player in these situations, but you got to take what the defense gives you. Sometimes Georgetown's liable to play zone for the first 12 seconds, then go man. You know, I mean, there's a lot of tricky things can happen in situations like this.
As good a three-point shooter as he's become, Jarrell McNeil, he's also one of the top penetrators in the Big East.
Yeah, and he makes his free throws, as does Matthews. Matthews is shooting 91% in Big East games from the free throw line.
McNeil with the basketball, under 10 seconds to go. Calls for the screen and gets it. Takes the three. And that wraps up a great first half. Plenty of action here at the Bradley Center. We are tied at 42. Number 23 Georgetown and 8th ranked Marquette. Our halftime report comes your way next.
College basketball fans, welcome to Hartford, home of the 2009 Big East Women's Basketball Championship, March 6th through 10th at the XL Center. Catch all 16 Big East teams live with packages just $99 for all sessions. Tickets are on sale now, so call 860-525-4500 or log on to Ticketmaster.com. Only on Sports 32.
When I got in here, a lot of people told me I wasn't going to make the team. I wasn't going to be here a long time. And it's been 10 years.
Standing on the podium and watching the flag be raised for Raptors. That was the most special moment.
In one sentence, how would you want them to describe you as a coach?
He was fair. He was firm but fair, and we learned something.
Greatest 31 years of our lives have been here in Wisconsin.
The best guests on Sports 32.
Ford's Employee Pricing Plus has been extended through February 2nd. It's the final days to pay what we pay on every Ford car, truck, SUV, and crossover. Plus, get up to $6,000 cash back now through February 2nd. And you can count on Ford credit for the financing you need. It's your last chance to get employee pricing, plus up to $6,000 cash back, or 0% financing on many of Ford's best-selling vehicles. It all ends February 2nd.
The Rosen Automotive family. Great cars, great people. Rosen Nissan delivers, inaugurating our 20th anniversary with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP, 0% financing, and get an 09 Ultima for only $199 a month. Inauguration savings, incredible.
There's proof with an exclamation point.
If Rosen doesn't sell it, I don't need it.
Rosen, 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 Rosen.
Got hurt in this car wreck. Brought my car to the shop, got a huge bill. Went to the hospital, got another huge bill. So you know what I did? I called David Gruber. The body shop and hospital got paid. I got paid. When everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's what we do. We get people paid. And believe me, when everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's just what happened with my wreck. And David Gruber got me my money.
Let me help you get your money. If you get hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. One call, that's all.
You like scoring. You loved the first half. 42-42. Georgetown and Marquette here at the Bradley Center. Welcome to our halftime report. Lou Cadellis alongside Bob Wenzel. It's about 8 degrees outside here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is real hot inside, especially from three-point range.
Baby, make that follow-through work. Summers got the thing started off right from the very beginning, Lou. And Georgetown has had so many problems with their three-point shooting. Shooting like 15% one game, 16% another game, 30% in their Big East games, and they came out on fire in this one. And on the other side, Marquette is a very good three-point shooting team. They're racing up the floor shooting threes as well. It's been very, very entertaining.
Is it just a result of open shots or poor defense out on the perimeter?
I don't think it's poor defense. I think guys are just jacked up, and it started right at the beginning of the game. Summers, who had an ankle injury against Cincinnati, came out and made it. Misherikov, a slightly used player, made his. Jarrell McNeil made 3 in the first half. They were shooting from downtown all over the place. Lazar Hayward got involved in it as well. And it's just been fun to watch both of these teams shooting stellar from the perimeter.
Georgetown came in shooting just 32% from three-point range. The Hoyas 6 of 8 in the first 20 minutes for 75%. 42-42. We're tied at the break.
Get your game up to par and maybe even under it with ESPN Golf Schools presented by American Express. One-day programs offered in over 50 cities for players of all skill levels. Sign up today and receive a $400 Callaway Golf gift card. Enroll with your American Express card and get an extra $50. Log on to ESPNGolfSchools.com or call 1-800-642-5528.
Georgetown University, in the nation's capital, a home for learning, faith, and service in the Jesuit tradition.
Hey, Donald. Feeling good today? Awesome, me too. You always got time for your good buddy Nick, right? Guess what? I just got Time Warner Cable's digital home phone service, just like you. Smart move, huh? Now Time Warner Cable's gonna let me take over for you in the commercials, right, little buddy?
Home phone service from Time Warner Cable. Make all the calls you want to the U.S. and Canada for one low monthly fee, just like your buddy Nick, or Donald.
My new best friend, this Magic Box. It makes the most delicious hot sandwiches and these awesome salads and deli sandwiches. Oh, and the pizza. But the best part, I know it's not going to cost me a fortune or an extra trip when I'm busy and want something fresh to eat. Well, welcome to Quick Trip.
Enjoy a thin crust cheese mountain take and bake pizza for $5.99 only at Quick Trip.
It's that time of year. The time when your friends say, dude, you're looking a little pale. That's when Lotto Man says, vacation. You know, white sand, big water, see some of the local sights, hang out with new friends. I'm thinking of FunJet Vacations Getaway to Cancun. Announcing the FunJet Vacations $2 instant scratch game from the Wisconsin Lottery. It features 16 instant win trips for 2 to the all-inclusive Rio Caribe in Cancun. That's sure to cure those winter blues. Unless you're actually blue.
Back at halftime, I'm Lou Cadellis. It would be an understatement to say the Big East has been the best conference to this point in the season. Mike Gleason tells the story up to this point.
The Big East has already brought us some incredible moments this season, from the spectacular competition to the unbelievable upsets. It's been a war of attrition for teams in this league. Let's take a moment to reflect on the stories that have made the Big East one of the nation's powerhouse conferences this season. After becoming the first conference to have 7 teams ranked in the preseason top 25, the Big East placed an amazing 9 teams in the polls released on January 5th. With each team facing several ranked opponents in a row, any conference win has been huge, and the road victories have been few and far between. In the same January 5th poll, Pittsburgh took the #1 spot for the first time ever, behind a staunch defense, powerful rebounding, and the leadership of senior point guard Levance Fields. The Panthers reigned atop both the Big East and the nation until a last-second loss to Louisville on January 17th. The defending Big East tournament champion will be a favorite to take home the title again come March. By the end of January, only 2 teams were able to stay undefeated in conference play, led by the senior guard trio of Dominique James, Jerome McNeil, and Wesley Matthews. Marquette has an experience factor few other teams in the country can boast. Experience has also served Louisville well. Veterans Earl Clark and Terrence Williams have led the Cardinals in points and rebounds. Rookie sensation Samardo Samuels will be a favorite for several postseason awards. Luke Arangody is still the favorite to take Big East Player of the Year honors. He leads the conference in both points and rebounds and continues to dominate opponents underneath. His play helped Notre Dame extend their home winning streak to 45 before losing to UConn on January 24th. So, as we start the second half of conference play, one thing is clear. In a loaded conference filled with star players, it's anyone's game in the Big East. When the dust is settled, who will come out on top? Only time will tell.
One final piece to the play so far was Marquette's Monday night victory at Notre Dame. Up next, we'll look at the first half highlights and run down the first half numbers right after this on the Big East Network.
Available on DVD now. Discover the critically acclaimed film.
It was everybody else, and then there was us.
About basketball's unknown legends.
I was going to rise above that.
Who changed the game forever.
There was a new game in town called integration.
When they throw the ball up, we all equal.
You just got to have a dream. You got to hold on to the dream.
Over an hour of bonus features. Own the 2-disc collector's edition today.
Only on Sports 32.
All I've said to the clubs is you have to be very careful here. We're in uncharted waters. We're in the most significant economic downturn since the Great Depression.
The best guests on Sports 32. Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams offers MU men's basketball fans a unique behind-the-scenes look at the team. You can watch it every Tuesday, premiering at 5 p.m. on the official home of Marquette Golden Eagles Athletics, Sports 32.
I was hurt in a car wreck. My car went to the body shop. Of course, they need money. I went to the hospital, and they need money too. So you know what I did? I called David Gruber. The doctors and the body shop got paid. I got paid. And when everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's what we do. We get people paid. And believe me, when everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
David Gruber got me my money.
Let me help you get your money. If you get hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. One call, that's all.
All right, look, at Dark 30, you're not just hitting the snooze button. You're already a job and a half into the day. And there's one brand of trucks that's right there with you. Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks for 32 straight years. And because the all-new 09 F-150 is smarter, more productive, and tougher than ever, it's been named the 2009 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Hey, America's best-selling trucks are built Ford tough.
Get an F-150 with 0% financing or up to $5,000 in total savings. Visit a Ford store or drivefordtoday.com.
Georgetown's trying to snap a 4-game losing skid. Marquette's trying to extend its winning streak here at home to 15 in a row. 42-all. We are tied here at the break. Luke Ellis alongside Bob Wenzel at the Bradley Center. I don't know if either team could have played any better the first 20 minutes.
It was exciting, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, DeJuan Summers, who had the ankle injury at Cincinnati, only played 13 minutes. He came out on fire in this one. And that is the big reason why he established Georgetown and not afraid to shoot from the outside. They've been anemic in their last few games, and they're playing very, very well in this one.
All right, let's take a look at the PNC first half highlights in this ball game, and it was, boy, mostly from three-point range, wasn't it?
Well, Summers got them started off from deep range, and then he did it from the other side as well. Austin Freeman stepped up. Summers has not missed a three in the first half. He's 3 for 3. Everybody get involved for Georgetown, and that is a very good sign because their defense is usually very good. On the other hand, Marquette made its share of threes, but also they love the fast break. They've got speed to burn, and those three guys, Dominique James and Jarrell McNeil, are dominant. And McNeil, you want to talk about a guy who can rebound for his size? That's why he's one of the best players in this league.
First half numbers, both teams just shot the lights out in this building. Three-point shooting, Georgetown 75%, Marquette 6 of 11. The Golden Eagles shot 9 more free throws and assists. Georgetown wins that battle 15-9. We are tied at 42 here at the break. Georgetown and Marquette will bring you the second half action right after this from Milwaukee.
To see them catch it, kick it, bounce it, serve it, hit it, or throw it, you'll see it all on Time Warner Cable Sports 32. Local sports and programs from around the state, the athletes and teams you know, and the greats that have since become legends. So whether it's high school, college, or professional sports, we cover it all on Time Warner Cable Sports 32.
I heard this car wreck. Brought my car to the shop, got a huge bill. Went to the hospital, got another huge bill. So you know what I did? I called David Gruber. The body shop and hospital got paid. I got paid. When everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's what we do. We get people paid. And believe me, when everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's just what happened with my wreck, and David Gruber got me my money.
Let me help you get your money. If you get hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. One call, that's all.
And that's just the office staff.
I'm okay.
Smash Mouth in your face arena football returns to the Bradley Center this March. Get your Milwaukee Iron season tickets now. They start at just $99. The Milwaukee Iron. Fast. Furious. Get this limited edition inaugural season Iron hat free with your season ticket order. Starting at just $99, they'd make a great gift.
We're getting ready to start the second half at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Number 23 Georgetown and 8th-ranked Marquette tied at 42. They're the career scoring leaders for the Marquette Golden Eagles. The career scoring leaders, active players, McNeil, James, and Matthews. And something I didn't mention in the first half, partner Bob Wenzel, is our Hayward became the 4th 1,000-point scorer on this team. Marquette now the only team in the country, along with North Carolina, to have 4 1,000 career point scores.
I'll tell you, that's a tribute to guys not leaving early, of course. Hayward only a junior, so he'll have his chance to climb up those charts that we just talked about. And of course, Dominique James was 7th. McNeil started the day as 6th, and he jumped up to 3rd by virtue of his first half today. So when you think about teams and you think about the great history of Marquette, you know, they went to the Final Four in 03. Still, these are some of the good old days right now with this triumvirate of players.
McNeil's on pace to set the record February 14th against St. John's, and James sometime in late February. The record held by George Thompson. Freeman rolled all the way to the bucket off the glass and in.
Yeah, not good weak side help right there on the part of Marquette.
Freeman with a dozen. Georgetown back in front. Hoyas led by as many as 10 in the first half. Marquette led briefly by 1.
Solid D on the part of the Hoyas here.
James wide open for 3.
Hoyas were wise to switch.
Sack pulls the trigger and fails to convert. Matthews on the run. Briefly, Marquette had numbers. James was pulled on by Wright, so James will go to the free throw line.
Marquette does a great job of organizing in the fast break situations. Buzz has taught them that. They got a feel for one another.
Dominic James at the line. Poor free throw shooter, 46% of the season. Not bad today, 3 for 5.
The only flaw in his game.
He has 8.
Chris Wright with the basketball. 6 assists and only 1 turnover in the first half. They did a nice job running their stuff.
Marquette will make you pay on a lazy pass.
Yeah, this is that 1-2-2 half-court trap designed to get a trap at the 10-second line or on the sideline. Georgetown's handling it very well here.
Ball loose on the floor, bodies on the floor. McNeil grabbed it and then called timeout. And they called the jump ball. We'll go to Marquette.
Well, the more that Marquette's defense can scramble things up and not have to guard the intricate Hoya half-court offense, the better it will be for the Golden Eagles and Buzz Williams. And that's what he's trying to do. Started the second half in kind of one of these trapping situations. After the trap, the key thing is to recover out of the trap to get back in the passing lanes.
James between defenders. Summers knocked it away. Burke got it back. Shovel past Matthews, and Matthews draws the foul from Summers.
Conspicuously in his absence so far in this game is Matthews. He is averaging 19 points a game. He was only 1 for 3 in the first half. So you would think at halftime, Buzz Williams said, hey, let me introduce you to Wesley here. You know, he's averaging 19, not doing too much. Let's get the ball to him, son.
He's so good at making things happen, especially when he puts it on the floor and takes it to the bucket, Coach.
Yeah, when the play breaks down, Lou, that's when he's the best. When things get mixed up, he's got that great athleticism and the feel for the game. Here's the same trapping defense again.
Right, all alone for 3. Missed everything. Bounce pass, Hayward gets it. Just pulled it away from the defender, right. Strength. Laid it up and in.
Strength. Oh, man.
And John Thompson III isn't happy with his guys. Calls a timeout. Marquette with its largest lead. 47-44.
Now that college is a few years behind me, it seems I've got 3 times the bills I used to. And they're getting in the way of things I'd like to do. With the Money Bar, I can move my money around instantly. So when there's more bills than usual, it's no problem. And I use the wish list to put any extra money aside for anything I want. Being in control of my money feels good.
Introducing the Virtual Wallet from PNC, a high-definition online view of your money. PNC, leading the way.
Nobody gives you more power than Interstate Batteries. And we have a national warranty program with over 200,000 dealers to back it up. How do we make them so powerful? Now that's a secret. Get the battery with more power in it and the most power behind it. Interstate Batteries, outrageously.
Looking for something faster? Try Roadrunner high-speed online service from Time Warner Cable. It's up to 4 times faster than standard DSL and leaves dial-up in the dust.
The Rosen Automotive family. Great cars, great people. Rosen Nissan delivers, inaugurating our 20th anniversary with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP, 0% financing, and get an 09 Ultima for only $199 a month. Inauguration savings, incredible.
There's proof with an exclamation point.
If Rosen doesn't sell it, I don't need it.
Rosen, 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 Rosen.
Lazar Hayward has 16. Marquette up 3 on Georgetown, 47-44, early moments of the second half.
Well, when your man tries for the steal, you just power the ball up to the basket. That was the easiest shot he's had in this game so far. One of the best combo forwards in the league. You're looking at him, Lazar Hayward. I would say that he and Deshaun Butler, who's averaging 20 a game in the league for West Virginia, are the best in that particular category.
Hayward has improved his numbers each year. Last year, doubled his scoring and rebounding averages from his freshman season. In his sophomore year, averaged 13 points a game, 6.5 rebounds. This season, he's at 16 points and 9 boards, and having another fine effort.
That's a big difference.
Gets it down low to Monroe, but Monroe was fouled before the shot by Hayward. First team foul on Marquette here in the second half. Second for Hayward.
Marquette is one of the smaller teams in the Big East Conference, and yet they are undefeated thus far. Rebounding has been with their hustle and not with their size. The guards get a lot of rebounds from Marquette.
Will the size or lack of size hurt them in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I'll tell you what, they're not going to see any better teams in the NCAA tournament than they're seeing in this league. So if they can do it in the league, they can do it in the tournament.
Foul was on Mashirikov. That's his third. Nikita Mashirikov with terrific minutes off the bench in the first half for John Thompson III.
At 5 points, he didn't miss a shot.
One of the few mistakes by Joel McNeil there. Buzz Williams looking on. Tom Crean's assistant last year. Spent 1 season as head coach at New Orleans. Assistant under Billy Gillespie at Texas A&M for a couple of years. Was at Colorado State for 4 seasons. Doing a fine job in his first here with the Golden Eagles. And so is that guy in his first year with the Hoyas, Greg Monroe. Matthews had it partially blocked. Crowd wanted a foul call, won't get it. Summers all the way with 2 hands. Nobody picked up Summers. He has 15. Shot fails to ball.
Fast break. Summers. The finish in your living room.
Monroe, nice pass to right.
Boy, don't you admire Georgetown's passing? I mean, they see the floor. Pressing situations, they find one another, unselfish. Same thing with Marquette.
Caught underneath. Right on the run. Loses it to James. Both teams a bit sloppy. McNeil, shovel pass. Matthews goes!
How about the use of the left? Ambidextrous.
8 points for Matthews. 1-point game again. Another steal for Marquette. McNeil comes out with it. 3 on 2, Golden Eagles. McNeil lost his balance. No foul called. Ball went out of bounds. Will stay with Marquette at this end. After a timeout. What a play here by Marquette. McNeil on the fast break, shovel passes, and Matthews muscles it up with the left hand.
In the islands, tropical flavors bring out the best in fresh seafood. At Red Lobster, we're bringing new island-inspired entrees to you, like tender wood-grilled Caribbean rock lobster and shrimp, brushed with a sweet and spicy glaze. New Hawaiian Isle shrimp and salmon, and new wood-grilled citrus rum shrimp and scallops, flame-seared to seal in the juices. Wood grilling and the flavors of the islands, a whole new way to love seafood. For a limited time at Red Lobster.
Own a timeshare? Turn it into cash.
No more mortgage payments.
Thank you, Timeshares Only.
At Timeshares Only, you'll find properties from the biggest names in the industry. If you want to buy, sell, or rent, call now. Call Timeshares Only and get your free information kit with our insider secrets to buying, selling, and renting timeshares, plus receive a free $100 gift card.
The over $5 billion sold in the past 6 months proves now can be the best time to sell.
Call 800-490-0704. That's 800-490-0704. Call 800-490-0704 now.
Time Warner Cable's Wisconsin On Demand, Channel 1111, is a great way to learn about Wisconsin's people, places, and happenings. Wisconsin On Demand is all local all the time, with programs featuring premier tourist destinations, restaurant reviews, children's programming, and unique community events. And best of all, you can watch on demand and pause, fast forward, or rewind with one touch of your remote control. It's your state on your schedule. Only Wisconsin On Demand, Channel 1111.
The Rosen Automotive family. Great cars, great people. Rosen Nissan delivers, inaugurating our 20th anniversary with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP, 0% financing, and get an 09 Ultima for only $199 a month. Inauguration savings, incredible!
There's proof with an exclamation point.
If Rosen doesn't sell it, I don't need it.
Rosen, Rosen, Rosen. Rosen, Rosen, Rosen.
Yeah, it's a performance by both teams worthy of applause. I'll tell you what, the action fast and furious from the moment this game tipped off. Georgetown leads Marquette 50-49. Hoya still shooting 64% from the floor. And top of the broadcast, Coach Bob Wenzel, you told me that they had been struggling in their 4 previous games against teams in which they lost games. What's been the difference today with Georgetown's offense?
I don't know. I don't think there's any magic switch you turn on. They're just feeling good in this game, doing a good job. They have eschewed the past performance and said, hey, that's another day. And they shot 29% against Cincinnati, as we make one here. 13% against Seton Hall and 12% against West Virginia in their last 3. And they're on fire in this game.
Matthews has been on fire here in the second half. He has 11 now for the game.
Summers has been big. Missed only 1 shot in the entire game so far.
They get it to Summers. Oh, rejected out of nowhere, Burke. McNeil pulls up, comes up short. Matthews takes a fall, gets tangled up with Clark.
Welcome to the Big East, my friend. It is an aggressive conference, and this play shows it. What a great block by Burke with his left hand. Scrambled for the loose ball after this miss by McNeil. He faded away. That's why he hit the front of the rim. Everybody on the deck. That's what you like to see. Guys wanting to win. You know, Burke is an interesting guy. Everybody else gets all the pub on this team. But number 12, Burke, is a guy who sets screens, gets guys free. Last year, ingratiated himself to the fans here when he had a great game against Wisconsin. Does all the dirty work. Getting a blow right now, Dwight Burke. He also a senior.
Yeah, one of the 4 seniors.
The trifecta we've been talking about all game long. They get all the pub, but Burke does a lot of the dirty work. Mashirikov over to Clark.
Oh my goodness, that looked like a walk.
About 18,000 agree with you.
I think Clark's so fast the refs didn't see it. 2-3 zone. This gave Marquette some trouble in the first half.
Hayward at the other end gets the 2.
Nice touch. That is not an easy shot, Lou. When you shoot that ball on the way up, when someone coming out to block it, that requires good focus. Nice play by Hayward.
Hayward with 18. Season high 27 earlier this year against Western Carolina.
I think the fact that Georgetown's playing faster than normal is good for them. It's helping them come out of that slump. You ask me why? I think that's the reason.
Good point. Vaughn gets it. Double team, triple team, knocked away, on the floor, gets it back. Clark needs help. He throws it up, has it rejected. Boy, Marquette just turned the screws defensively. Oh! Talk about swarming defense.
Jason Clark is a freshman. Welcome to the Big East Conference, my young man. Right here, everybody getting after it right here. Arms and legs and bodies flying every which way. Marquette comes up the winner in that scrum. Players like to play that way too. The ticky-tack fouls players do not like, especially when you get to the bench with 2 fouls.
Matthews alone for 3, not that time. Well, Clark thought it had touched a Marquette player last, let it go out of bounds, and instead he will stay at this end with the Golden Eagles.
When in doubt, grab the ball.
Burke back. Butler takes a seat.
I don't think McNeil has scored in the second half. Looks a little fatigued here. Too many fadeaway shots.
He heard you. And 18,000, thank you. 17 for McNeil. And now we can barely hear. This place is jumping. And Matthews comes up with a steal. He'll go all the way. Throw it down. Timeout, Hoyas. For Wesley Matthews here in the second half. 13 for the game. Marquette its biggest lead.
Emphatically on the break is Wesley Matthews. Joy in the house.
That's the advantage of having 4 1,000-point career scorers on your team. McNeil quiet for the first 7 minutes here in the second half until you woke him up. But what happens? Matthews steps up. Matthews had only 4 points in the first half.
Balance offensively is something that all great teams have. And there are the numbers in the second half, as you can see, much better for Wesley. He is involved now. It's also nice to have 17,000 people cheering for you. That's why they've won 14 straight here.
We're at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Number 23, Georgetown, and 8th ranked Marquette. Another steal for the Golden Eagles. McNeil lost his balance, no foul call. I'm Lou Canellis, Bob Wenzel's alongside. Down low, the freshman Monroe gets it with the soft left hand off the glass.
And he does have good hands, doesn't he? Greg Monroe, Samardo Samuels of Louisville are the 2 top candidates for Big East Rookie of the Year this year.
McNeil looking for room. Boy, just sliced right through the Hoyas defense. Sapp looking for room. Sapp.
Feel the tension?
I think Georgetown feels it too. Summers looking for room. Had a foot inside the line. Didn't go. McNeil pulls the trigger. Burnt there.
Smallest guy on the floor.
James had it. Timeout was called. And Buzz Williams gets it.
Buzz Williams, Lou, called that timeout because James was caught underneath the basket. Look at him laughing about it. With all the trees around, didn't know what to do, so Buzz bailed him out. Nice coaching.
James just 5'11", as you said, amongst the trees down low. Marquette, the 7-point lead, 61-54.
Drive to the basket, nobody coming home right here. When you leave McNeil alone, forget about it. He's going to finish. Nice screen at the elbow right there by Marquette. Frees Jarrell.
Where have things gone wrong for Georgetown over the last 3 minutes?
I think it's been what's gone right for Marquette. You know, they've done a lot of things right. Several steals, aggressive, a block by Burke. No, they filled the lanes, they got down the floor, and of course McNeil got back involved, which is very, very key.
Being a former head coach, 25 years in this game, at Rutgers in Jacksonville, you're John Thompson III. What did you just tell your team?
Well, you know, I think for him, the offense is fine. They got to start digging in and playing Georgetown defense, which is very, very stingy. And Marquette's getting everything they want right now. So I think that's what John talked about in that timeout. They're going to go with the zone right here.
Butler gets it. He goes up with it. It goes, and he'll go to the line.
First-year player for Marquette. Challenges Monroe. Comes up big. The Hoyas fell asleep on the D.
Nobody gives you more power than Interstate Batteries. And we have a national warranty program with over 200,000 dealers to back it up. How do we make them so powerful? Now that's a secret. Get the battery with more power in it and the most power behind it. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
You're in the market, but what do you want your numbers to add up to? Maybe a time-tested way to help reach your financial goals. At Oppenheimer Funds, we follow proven principles, like investing for the long term, so you can ride out the market's ups and downs, and perhaps end up with the second career you've always wanted.
Call your advisor for a prospectus with complete fund information. Read it carefully and carefully consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, and expenses before investing.
Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Hey, fellas, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, kid. Catch.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Driver. Hey, Mr. Driver?
Yeah?
Can we have your helmet and your jersey, too?
Why not get all the best from one source? Time Warner Cable can give you digital TV, home phone, and Roadrunner online service for a single low monthly bill.
What?
I was hurt in a car wreck. My car went to the body shop. Of course, they need money. I went to the hospital, and they need money too. So you know what I did? I called David Gruber. The doctors and the body shop got paid. I got paid. And when everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
That's what we do. We get people paid. And believe me, when everybody's paid, everybody's happy.
David Gruber got me my money.
Let me help you get your money. If you get hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. One call, that's all.
Lead 9, 63-54, 11:03 left. Golf fans and club pros, registration for the 2009 ESPN National Golf Challenge is already underway for courses and teams in the gross, net, and new 55 and older senior division. For more information, log on to ESPNGolf.com. Georgetown shooting 60% from the field, Marquette 54%, and while we were away during a timeout, they had a student on the floor. He hit a shot at the top of the key, earned himself free tuition for a semester at Marquette. Everyone is on fire here inside the Bradley Center.
And that's a private school. Tuition's pretty steep, huh?
Holy cow! Now the crowd wants some defense. 10-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Sherikov's shot doesn't go. Summers just on top of Matthews gets the miss.
Well, Summers had a size advantage when the ball comes off that close to the basket over Matthews.
Foul was on James, his first. Team second. Hayward comes back, and Butler, who's given Buzz Williams great minutes off the bench today, takes a seat.
Yeah, his job is to play some defense and go to the offensive boards.
13 turnovers for Georgetown. McNeil, oh, has it rejected.
They got 5-on-4.
Hayward, 3 feet behind the line, comes up short.
I don't think they mind that shot. You know, Hayward's a very good three-point shooter. Tough for big guys to chase him away from the basket. That's where he has the advantage. His disadvantage is at this end when he's trying to guard big people close to the basket.
Monroe gets it back to the bucket, uses the left hand. Doesn't go, but he'll go to the line, and foul is on Burke.
He's got a great spin move, doesn't he? He likes when he feels the contact of the defense. That's the way he determines which way he's going to spin. For a freshman, Lou, this guy has lots and lots of ability and knowledge. High IQ for basketball.
Yeah, he doesn't defend quite like Mutombo did, and doesn't jump as well as maybe Patrick Ewing did when Ewing was a member of the Hoyas, but just he's great court savvy. And as you said, he's just got that entire all-around game.
He's a better offensive player than he is a defensive player now. And of course, I don't think he's ever going to be the shot blocker that those guys were. But still, he's got lots of court sense, and you've described it well.
Bounce pass, Butler to the bucket. And Butler is fouled. So Butler will go to the free throw line.
Marquette really organizes their breaks well. On a miss or a turnover, they transition to the offensive end so quickly, and very rarely do you see them get out of control where the ball handler crashes into people. They usually know how to organize it. The wings run strongly.
Is that the advantage of having so many guys who can handle the basketball? McNeil, James, Matthews, Acker when he's on the floor.
And the fact that they played so long together, you know, and they know each other's moves, and they know where the other guy is going to be. Experience matters for a lot.
Tough to keep your 3 leading scorers in school for 4 years like they have been able to here at Marquette.
This is the same team that went to the NCAA and beat Kentucky and lost to Stanford minus Usman Barrow. So high things are expected from them this year as well.
Chris Wright knocks down the 3 as 9. Georgetown will not go away quietly. I can assure you of that. Decides to take the 3. James there for the long rebound. Now makes his move. Gets high. Butler there to finish.
That was a pass. At least James will claim that. He walked by, he winked at me, he said, that's an assist.
9 points for Butler off the bench.
When these guys graduate, we talk a lot about the seniors on this team. Butler will be one of the main players on this team. Big role next year.
It's a career high for Butler. Summers lost his dribble. Freeman lost it totally. Back into the hands of Mashirikov. Shovel pass. Monroe throws it down. No bucket. Offensive foul.
Sacrifice that body, Hayward. John Thompson doesn't like it. But that was a great defensive play. Mashirikov a little bit out of control. Terrific play by Lazar. Right place at the right time. Good defensive instincts.
4 fouls on Mashirikov. With Todd getting ready to come in for Georgetown along with Sapp. McNeil Matthews alone. He has been on fire here in the second half.
Virtually absent. Only 4 points on 1 of 3 shooting in the first half. He has come to life, huh?
16 for the game.
Scorers everywhere. Wesley Matthews was leading this team in scoring. He and McNeil pretty close at 19.4 and 19. Pick your poison with these guys.
McNeil with 19 today. Matthews with 13. Hayward with 18. Matthews with 16. I'm corrected.
Nice balance.
We're ahead of the official score here inside this building. Wright takes another 3, but this time he's fouled by James. Good call. Timeout. Marquette on the verge of pulling away for good.
They say a man should always dress for the job he wants. So why am I dressed up like a pirate in this restaurant? It's all because some hacker stole my identity. Now I'm in here every evening serving chowder and iced tea. Should have gone to freecreditreport.com. I could have seen this coming at me like an atom bomb. They monitor your credit and send you email alerts, so you don't end up selling fish to tourists in t-shirts.
Offer applies with enrollment and Triple Advantage.
In the islands, tropical flavors bring out the best in fresh seafood. At Red Lobster, we're bringing new island-inspired entrees to you, like tender wood-grilled Caribbean rock lobster and shrimp, brushed with a sweet and spicy glaze. New Hawaiian Isle shrimp and salmon, and new wood-grilled citrus rum shrimp and scallops, flame-seared to seal in the juices. Wood grilling and the flavors of the islands, a whole new way to love seafood. For a limited time at Red Lobster.
Whether you want to see them catch it, kick it, bounce it, serve it, hit it, or throw it, you'll see it all on Time Warner Cable Sports 32. Local sports and programs from around the state, the athletes and teams you know, and the greats that have since become legends. So whether it's high school, college, or professional sports, we cover it all on Time Warner Cable Sports 32.
Now, in less time than you ever imagined, you can breathe new life into your basement and add much-needed living space to your home with the Owens Corning Basement Finishing System. Finishing fact number 17. Installing drywall can take months, but our system is installed in about 2 weeks with virtually no mess. So in practically no time, you'll not only finish your basement, you'll transform your home. Call 1-800-BASEMENT now for a free video plus a free design consultation. It's a fact. Nobody knows basements better than Owens Corning.
Marquette working on a 10-game winning streak, its longest since the Final Four season of 2002-2003, up 13 right now in the Hoyas.
Well, if Wesley Matthews keeps playing like this, they may get to go to the Final Four this year. Really doing a great job in the second half with all kind of a variety of moves, breakaway dunks, left-handed bank shots, making threes. You talk about a versatile offensive performer, you're looking at him. Wesley Matthews, 16 points in this game. 4 only in the first half, plus a lot of big smiles.
2003, Marquette went to the Final Four. 2004, 2005, the NIT tournament. 2006 and 2007, one and done in the NCAA tournament. And last year, they fell a shot short of the Sweet 16, losing in the second round to Stanford. They're going for their 4th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance this season. And right now, they are just rolling on all cylinders.
It's been a great year for them, and of course we can mention that Georgetown went to the Final Four in 07 as well, and in the NCAA on a regular basis since John Thompson's been there after he got his feet wet in his 5th season.
3 shots for Wright. Here comes Butler back. Georgetown lost its tallest and shortest Hoyas on last year's team. Roy Hibbert, Jonathan Wallace.
They lost the anchor and the steering wheel to the ship, and I think during this 4-game slide they missed Wallace a lot.
And something you can't overlook, they also lost Patrick Ewing Jr., who was terrific off the bench.
Mr. Energy. And so they're playing with a lot of young guys. And this guy, Chris Wright, who's the point guard on this team, number 4, keep in mind, even though he's a sophomore, he did not play any Big East games last year in the regular season. He was injured, didn't play a game in the tournament, the Big East tournament, but you know, this is all new to him as well.
Had foot and ankle problems. Matthews gets another 2 to fall.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Can he score in every which way possible? And keep in mind also, he gets to the free throw line a lot. Guards posting one another here.
Right, Summers breaking to the bucket.
That is the only backdoor play for which they are so famous. The only backdoor play they've got in the entire game.
That's what they call the Princeton offense to perfection.
Yes. Of course, John Thompson played for Princeton, and of course, Pete Carrill's influence very much a part of his coaching background.
Hayward had it knocked away, but they call the foul on Wright.
Well, the famous Georgetown back cut. You're going to see it from the top of the key. Wright's going to deliver. Summers, his man overplays. The basket area clear. That, my friend, is a thing of beauty. The backdoor cut. When I was coaching at Rutgers, we had to play Princeton every year. When Pete Carrill was the coach, it was like going to the dentist, believe me. And some of the things that we decided to do against them was we had special rules when we played Princeton. Number one rule was stay between your man and the basket. Never get in denial position, because that's when they love it. That's when they score those. And then we switched every single screen because all of the players were virtually the same in the sense that they all played outside. So I've seen other teams do that same thing, of course. And John Thompson, of course, has a lot better talent than they had at Princeton when he was playing.
Georgetown with 63 points in this game. Would you say that Marquette's done a good job defending that offense today?
Absolutely. And there you can see the sneakers right there. This is a day where college coaches wear sneakers. The American Cancer Society and the Coaches versus Cancer. John, of course, has some pink on his shoes. His wife had cancer and is doing fine now. So a personal feeling as well for Coach Thompson.
Special attention to breast cancer. On the floor, Matthews. Call the timeout. What a heads-up play by the senior.
There have been a lot of loose balls in this game. Guys flying all over the floor, diving after it. What you would expect in Big East basketball, and the fans are loving it.
74-63, Marquette leads. Golden Eagles trying to keep pace with the 7th-ranked Louisville Cardinals, who won earlier today against West Virginia. Cards are 8-0 right now. UConn ranked 2nd in the country, 8-1, and number 3 Pitt also victorious earlier today over Notre Dame. The Panthers are 7-2.
Louis, and of course Providence, the next team listed. They're the surprise team in the conference this year. Louisville, I think, has the best pair of forwards in college basketball in Clark and Terrence Williams. If you combine them in one pair of forwards on the team. And of course, Pittsburgh is noted for its great man-to-man physical defense, and Dwan Blair, the best offensive rebounder in the country. Connecticut known for its shot blocking, and of course they love the fast-paced game as well. So the top 4 teams get double byes to the quarterfinals. That's extremely important for the Big East Championship later on.
Hayward battling with Wattad, and Wattad is called for the foul. His first.
In the past several games, when Georgetown was behind late in games, Mr. Canellis, they made very poor judgments at the offensive end, and John Thompson talked about that in the press conference after the Seton Hall game. They took ill-advised three-point shots, and now, against the 8th-ranked team in the country, Coach Thompson is in the exact same situation with 6 minutes to go, trailing. When do you take a three? When do you go with your stuff?
Hayward with over 20 again. 21 on the day. He's already reached the 1,000 mark. The points scored in his career here. A junior, Freeman, beats over the timeline. Must have just made it.
Dominique James has impressed his defensive prowess.
Now shot short. Kept alive by Clark. Foul Marquette.
The freshman Clark has done a nice job being active on the offensive boards right here. Buzz Williams is doing a very smart thing, I think, here. Continue with hard, deep pressure. There's a lot of time left in this game. Go with the things that are good for you. You saw Dominique James really trying to pressure in the backcourt right there. Even though you give something up at the other end sometimes, you're still going to create turnovers, and they've got to continue with that philosophy.
Clark, a real good free throw shooter, 89%, knocks down the first. Average is just over 5 a game. Masharikov comes back, so does Greg Monroe.
He can't come in. You hear that buzzer right now. You see the official, Ed Corbett, over there. The ball had been handed to the free throw shooter already. You cannot come in then. I bet Clark missed on purpose so he could stay in the game. I would.
Any of your players ever do that?
No, they wouldn't admit it, but I'm sure they did.
They knew Coach Wenzel had the hook out. Matthews on the floor, pulls up and hits. Well, Wes Matthews has just been on fire. And Fuego here in the second half. He has 20 for the game, 16 here in the second.
Averages 19. He's well rested, too. This is the juncture of the game where fatigue usually takes over.
Freeman uses the right hand. Knocked out of bounds by McNeil, so it'll stay with Georgetown.
You know, we talked in the first half, Lou, about the frequent substitutions both coaches were using. The reason for those frequent substitutions is now in the game. You got to have guys with energy. You don't want guys short shooting their shots with bad legs.
Zapp's three doesn't fall. Masharikov commits his 5th foul. He is fouled out. Nikita Masharikov, who gave Coach John Thompson some terrific minutes early in the first half, leaves the game with 5 points.
Well, he scored all of those 5 on 2 shots in the first half. He made a 3 and he made a 2 on a rebound inside. Teammates patting him on the back. They know that it's important for him to keep developing. He can be an outstanding player for them. In the past, he's been like a deer in the headlights when he's gotten into the game, but trying to find himself now.
This is a young Georgetown team, Bob Wenzel. Only one senior, Jesse Sapp, sees plenty of action.
Yeah, and in the backcourt, Wright and Freeman are only sophomores, and we told you how Wright didn't play in the Big East last year in the regular season. Big difference in experience in these two teams, and it's showing here.
Speaking of Wright, he comes back, replaces Jason Clark. Lazar Hayward, undersized, power forward, maybe the best long-range shooter on the team. At least he was until McNeil hit the spring semester. Only have to worry about one class, Mondays and Wednesdays from 1 until 2:15 in the afternoon. So spends the rest of his time working on that outside shot and delivers. Came into today shooting 54% from three-point range in Big East play. Fouled down low. Called on Burke.
Now the schedule is very, very interesting in the Big East Conference. Here is the gauntlet that Marquette will face in their final, not their last, their final 5 games of the regular season. And you can see how daunting that is going to be for them. Now every team goes through a juncture because so many teams are ranked. And how you come through that juncture is very, very important for how you're going to finish in the conference.
Sapp. Floater doesn't go. Stays with Georgetown. Monroe throws it up with the left hand. Burke was fighting for it with Hayward. Hayward and Summers got tied up, and the ball stays with Georgetown.
Lou, the other thing about this conference is there are 18 league games. You take a look at Marquette. They're going to be at Georgetown. They play them a second time. Connecticut, Louisville, Pittsburgh, Syracuse. That is very, very daunting. However, by that time, they will be an extremely confident team because of what they are gathering in this part of the season. They'll fare pretty well in those games, I believe. Keep in mind now, the Big East, you play 18 league games. You play everybody once, and you play 3 teams twice. And who those teams twice are really is going to be very, very important. These 2 teams play twice.
Monroe called for the foul, his 3rd. McNeil will go to the line. Let's talk about McNeil. We touched on his offensive game and how much it's improved, especially his shooting numbers here this season in Big East play. 54% from three-point range. But this kid has always been a great defensive player. He goes back to his childhood. When asked why he's such a great defensive player, he talked about growing up in Hillcrest and watching Scottie Pippen and those world champion Chicago Bulls back then. And Pippen was such a terrific defender and always begged his older brother to let him play basketball with the older kids on the floor. And the shot goes there right with another 2. You can really see it on the floor at McNeil because even when it's not going, he wants the ball back. He's got that fighter's mentality, doesn't he?
Yeah. And you know, the thing about this guy, he was the Defensive Player of the Year in 07 in this conference. That's a big, big honor for a guy who plays the perimeter. Very rarely ever happens. And then his offensive game was take it to the basket, take it to the basket. That's still his inclination. But he knew that he had to round out his game, and he did in a magnificent way.
All right, is he someone that can play on the next level in the NBA?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? NBA games are 48 minutes long and 24-second shot clocks. He could score 20 in an NBA game right now.
Point lead, 81-69, under 4 minutes to go. Still plenty of time for the Hoyas. James throws it up with the right hand, just laid it up.
That's what you call a floater, my friend. Usually use the backboard on that one. This is where Georgetown struggles in the hurry-up phase.
3 off the bench for Clark. Jason Clark, freshman out of Arlington, Virginia.
Marquette went ahead because of the triumvirate of McNeil right there. And Dominique James and Wesley Matthews are very, very tough to beat coming from behind.
When you've got scores like that and 4 of them on the floor that you're battling, it can really kill your spirit. Because you feel like you're getting closer, and then they come right back down and get the 3 back.
And then they run a fast break like this.
And all alone is Matthews.
2 open. He's used to being guarded more closely. That's why he missed it.
Marquette with 3 20-point scores. Hayward 23, McNeil 23, Matthews 20. Timeout on the floor.
We've got a ton of stuff we've got to pay for.
And a few things we want to pay for.
On top of it all, we're still trying to put away some money for the future. With the wish list, we can save up for anything we want.
And still have enough to cover the day-to-day. Plus, the savings engine helps our money grow.
And that's something we need and want.
Introducing the virtual wallet from PNC, a high-definition online view of your money. PNC, leading the way.
College basketball fans, welcome to Hartford, home of the 2009 Big East Women's Basketball Championship, March 6th through 10th at the XL Center. Catch all 16 Big East teams live with packages just $99 for all sessions. Tickets are on sale now, so call 860-525-4500 or log on to Ticketmaster.com.
Only on Sports 32.
I used to think that we were recession-proof. We were. But this is different. This is different in any way. The indigenous characteristics of this downturn are really significant. And so all sports are going to be affected. It's just a question of how and when and how much.
The best guests on Sports 32 and Wisconsin On Demand, Channel 1111.
What gives Eduardo's Pizza that heavenly taste? All natural ingredients, all selected by hand.
This one and this one and, oh, what's this?
It's the French
special.
Wow, it's a miracle.
Can we go?
Maybe later. Where was I? This one and this one and...
Only $15.99. Can we go?
We'll see. Now shoot.
Eduardo's, celebrating 30 years with its friends and family special. Extra large thin or medium stuffed pizza, pitcher of soda, and huge ball of mostaccioli, only $15.99.
Today's Big East game has been brought to you by Virtual Wallet from PNC. Visit PNCVirtualWallet.com. We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. McNeil, Hayward, each with 23. Matthews, 20. Marquette on the verge of winning its 19th game of the season. 86-72 over Georgetown.
I want to tell you something else about McNeil. In addition to those 23 points, he's got 11 assists in this game. You talk about a guy that impacts this game. Wow.
Summers takes the three. It hits. DeJuan Summers, who got off to a great start, scored 11 points quickly in the first half, has 20 now. He's questionable as if he was even going to play because of a bad ankle, but he's been great in this ball game.
Yeah, one of his better games of the year so far. Played great against Connecticut as well in that terrific win they had in their first Big East game. Marquette obviously in control, deciding to spread the floor a little bit here. Little pick and roll game.
McNeil takes the three. Not out of bounds. We'll stay with Marquette at this end. Coming up for Georgetown. Games at home against Rutgers in Cincinnati at the Verizon Center, then on the road at Syracuse in South Florida before 2 games at home against these 8th-ranked Marquette Golden Eagles again and 7th-ranked Louisville.
A lot of times when you're running clock right here, coaches like the high pick and roll, and sometimes I think with Marquette's team, you're better off not bringing a guy out there to screen. They're so good with that with the ball. McNeil can go by his guy without a screen.
He just did right there and drew another foul, so McNeil will go to the free throw line. Today's Big East game being produced by ESPN Regional Television, Inc. McNeil with 23.
Well, you see that Al right there on his shirt. That is in reference to Al McGuire, the former great coach who passed away some years ago. Won the national championship in 1977 in Atlanta, and they remember him always here. There's Coach McGuire, and became a longtime analyst in the NCAA tournament as well.
McNeil, who submitted his name to the NBA draft last year, then withdrew so he could return for his senior season, will absolutely be part of the NBA draft coming up this June, as long as he stays healthy.
He's a good one.
Sapp hits the three. Still a 10-point game. Timeout for Georgetown. Sapp relatively quiet today, just 5 points. Already in the Big East, Louisville defeated West Virginia earlier today, and Notre Dame dropped its 5th in a row to Pitt. So Louisville, by virtue of its win, now 8-0 this season. Marquette, with a victory over the Hoyas, will also improve to 8-0. UConn 8-1, but as you said, Coach Bob Wenzel, a tough one tonight against Providence, a Providence team that's won 4 in a row at UConn.
Keno Davis doing a great job. Tim Welsh, the former Providence coach, as with Tom Crean here, left a bunch of good players when he left. Lots of seniors on that team for the new coach, Keno Davis. Keno Davis also was the National Coach of the Year last year, remember? And at Drake, and they were terrific. And
25 wins with that Drake squad.
Yeah, so Providence, the surprise team in my mind in the conference so far.
Hayward dogged by Summers. Marquette turns it over.
Wrong guy handling the ball, huh? This game's not over.
Summers all the way to the bucket, uses the left hand.
8. It's 8. Here's something also to think about. Right here, go ahead and score. Dominique James has to not touch the ball because he's a weak free throw shooter. The two best free throw shooters on the team, of course, McNeil and Hayward. Those are the guys in the end game that have to handle the ball. And Dominique Jones had to kind of swallow his pride a little bit in situations like that because of his poor free throw shooting. So Matthews goes to the line. He's 91% in Big East games from the free throw line.
3 for 4 today.
I talked to Dominique James the other day at a practice session. I asked him about his graduation. He's right on tune to graduate, as you mentioned with McNeil. These guys have been unbelievably great for this school.
Talking about guys entering their names for the NBA draft, that was something James did a couple of years ago and decided to come back. How much did that benefit his game?
Oh, I think immeasurably. You know, I mean, everybody thinks about the financial part, obviously, you know, and if you can go, you go. But I don't think he would have gone, and I think it helped his team tremendously and helped his game as well.
Big block there for Marquette. McNeil fouled, and now the crowd is feeling it. On their feet here at the Bradley Center. Marquette Golden Eagles, best 20-game start in 31 years, going back to the 77-78 campaign when the Golden Eagles, at that time the Warriors, opened up 22-2. This year's team ready to improve to 19-2.
The two losses, Lou, Dayton and Tennessee earlier in the year. And since then, nothing but W's.
11 in a row.
15 straight at home.
Sapp jammed a finger and then committed a foul and grabbed a hold of Acker. Maurice Acker will go to the free throw line. Where does Marquette need to improve?
I don't know. They look pretty darn good all over to me. If you looked at them on paper, you would say they're too small and there's a rebounding issue. But there's not a rebounding issue. They block out well. Buzz gets his big guys to block out, and the guards are big-time rebounders. We saw McNeil get a rebound that any big guy would love to have gotten earlier in this game. Williams is the same way. So, you know, they got a lot of ways to win. They can play poorly in certain phases of the game and still win because they're so deep and balanced.
Freeman's three-pointer goes in and out. And Todd fouls Matthews. Georgetown on the other side, on the verge of falling to 12-8. 3-6 in league play.
And tied for 10th in the Big East is John Thompson's team.
5 straight losses.
Now, they began the season with a very, very tough schedule. We talked about how Marquette's final 5 games are going to be very tough. They started out tough, and it's going to get a little less for them as they progress during the season. So when that happens to you, you've got to keep your head, keep your poise, not get too down on yourself.
Still a young team. Hayward takes a seat. McNeil takes a seat. To a standing ovation here. McNeil finished up with 26 points and 11 assists. Hayward 23 points, 5 rebounds.
That guy that you're looking at is a big-time player and is going to get a lot of votes for Player of the Year this year.
Gets two at the other end. But it's going to be too little too late. Marquette at home, near impossible to beat.
High-scoring game favors Marquette against almost anyone, and certainly against the Hoyas.
They extend their unbeaten streak to 15 in a row here in their home. 8th-ranked Marquette beats number 23 Georgetown 94-82. What a great ball game. For my partner Bob Wenzel and our entire Big East crew, I'm Lou Cadellis. Tune in Tuesday for more Big East basketball as Rutgers visits Georgetown and Marquette takes on DePaul. Check your local listings for the channel and time in your area. Also, for more information, log on to ESPNplus.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of ESPN Regional Television, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports.
Inside Marquette.